Mr. Tony Carr!
Oh, how are you all doing? So, you know, when you get old, everybody looks so beautiful. Of course, it's due to bad eyesight and low standards. Of course, I know all young people look at me and think he must be a miserable homophobic racist, and that's not fair. I'm not miserable. So what's the deal with dick pics? I mean, is that how young people find love these days? I never really noticed Jeffrey until he sent me a picture of his willy. Then I knew he was the one. I mean, in my day, if you wanted a girl to see your cock, you had to go to the park and jump out the bushes. I mean, failing that, you'd have to take the film to the chemist to get developed. I mean, the looks you got when you picked them up. I mean, you'd post them off, and then you'd find out her dad opened them. You know, he still writes to me. So, some advice for the ladies. If you want to get rid of a guy that sent you dick pics, just reply with another dick pic and say, that's very nice, here's a picture of mine. So give me a cheer if you've got children. Okay, give me a cheer if you don't. Oh yes, so much happier. See, it's nothing more annoying than someone that's just had their first baby, because they can have the most ugliest looking thing, but they'll say, look, isn't he gorgeous? And you've got to go, oh. Yeah, he's beautiful. And of course, once you have a child, your life really changes. Whereas before, you could just say, let's go to the pub and get hammered. Now, you've got to take the baby with you. Of course, we used to have a baby sleeping in our bed in the middle. Me and my wife would be on each side, trying not to fall out. And of course, wanting to suck on the breast. But the baby's in the way. Of course, once you have the second child, then you've got you know exactly what's involved and the work. So I'd say if you're child number 3 or more, I can safely say that you are a mistake. So moving on to the school years, and we're going to a nativity play. Of course, I'm there with my camcorder, fighting with the other parents, trying to get a good spot, because my son's playing the third donkey. And of course, it's not like a comedy show where people are frightened to sit at the front in case they get picked on. Because these kids rarely do crowd work. I mean, I've never been to a school event where one of the children's pointed to someone in the crowd and gone, I fucked your mum. Because one lady comes up to me and says, of course my daughter's playing Mary. And I think, well, of course she is. Your husband's screwing the teacher. Of course, I don't know how teachers maintain discipline these days. Now you're no longer allowed to hit the children. I guess it's like, you boy, do that again and I'll put a comment on your TikTok profile. Of course, one man said to me, oh, we don't believe in discipline. If you say, be quiet or don't do that, you're going to impair the child's development. So I thought, right. So I gave his kid on his birthday a set of drums and told him the best time to practice drums is the middle of the night. See what that does to his development. Now, it's not my fault that the kid's father is now in a mental institution. And how did he develop? Well, he developed into a serial killer. But thanks to me, he does play the drums in the prison band. So people ask me, When does the responsibility of children end? Well, my son's 29 and my daughter's 25, and they've both moved back home. You know, they're never going to be able to buy a house. They're just waiting for me to die so they get my house. So, they say we're not supposed to use the word prostitute anymore. We have to say sex worker. I mean, that obviously means that there's no longer a stigma about using their services. But try explaining that to my wife. So now, young people, the only map they've ever seen is Google Maps. When my son went camping, you know, I gave him a map. I said, here, take this. He looked at the map, he looked at me very confused. And then he said, it's okay, we've got toilet paper. So I just had my 67th birthday. Thank you, my children bought me a voucher for pure cremations. So, we don't use the word spunk anymore, it seems. I don't know where this word jizz came from. I mean, jizz, to me, it sounds like a children's fizzy drink. I mean, come on, kiddies, drink up your jizz. Of course, talking of jizz, I mean, when I was young, my cock was like a full bottle of fairy liquid. It just took the slightest touch to spurt gallons across the room. Of course, now it's like trying to get the last bit of ketchup out of a glass bottle. I mean, come on, you bastard, I know there's something in there somewhere. Okay, so I guess I've got the level of this audience now. So, you know, people say, oh, it's a dog's life. I mean, they wish they had a dog's life. If a dog fancies another dog, they just hump away in the middle of the street and don't care who's watching. And that's dogging, isn't it? And of course, a dog can lick its own balls. I mean, face it, guys, if you could lick your own balls, you'd never leave the house. And you know what you're supposed to do if a dog bites you and doesn't let go? They say you're supposed to stick your finger up its bum. I mean, who came up with that? I don't know how they did it, but it must have been a dog. Because if I was a dog, I'd be biting people all day long. Okay, so talking of things up the bum, I had to go for a colonoscopy. You know, it started with a stool sample, but I poo-pooed that. So the nurse said, take everything off. Do you want a happy ending? And then, actually no, that was somewhere else. She said, take everything off and put this gown on. You can keep your socks on. Because apparently if you're wearing nothing but a hospital gown, it's more dignified if you've got your socks on. And of course, while I'm waiting for my turn, I'm looking at the people ahead of me, because, you know, before they stick that camera up your ass, you'll already have been up the jacksie of all these other guys. It's not like you can ask for a virgin camera. I mean, you're going to get the sweaty one. And of course, the thing they use is much more than just a camera, because it can do biopsies and all kinds of stuff. It's really like a smartphone for the anus. And of course it has a light on, as it does literally have to go where the sun don't shine. So I should have asked for the video. That could have really helped my Instagram profile. So then I had to have an operation. You know, the nurse said, it's time for your enema, Mr. Carr. I think, oh, they always want to stick something up my bum. It's just like boarding school. I gather there's a dodgy place in Soho where you can get something similar for £50.
79 now.
Okay, I guess you don't have the loyalty card. So when I wake up after the operation, I look down, there's a tube coming out my willy. I mean, that's really taking the piss. Because I can see all you young people are looking at me like it's my fault you've got no future. But anyway, I did have a free university education. I own a house and have a pension. So fuck you. So we all know the favourite pastime of teenage boys. And I guess still is for some of you. I mean, my mother never used to say anything, even though you could have put wheels on my sheets and used them as a skateboard. So, who's been caught doing that? I mean, if you get caught by your partner, it's kind of awkward. It's a lot more awkward if you get caught by your children. And that's probably why I'm no longer allowed to go to that playground. Okay, I've been Tony Carr, you've been fabulous, thank you!
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up your first time headliner, the fabulous Mr. Tony Carr!